just an introduction into Social Conscience. It's a digital news platform which provides a community for Generation Z to openly discuss sustainable fashion through positive conversation. And the reason you guys are my target consumer group is just from research that I've done. Generation Z are very aware of sustainability and climate change, so that's kind of why I decided to hone in on you guys. So first of all, we're just going to look through the branding. So if we go through it all and then we'll just talk at the end, if that's okay. So this is the logo and kind of like the guidelines of it, and the different colorways are just on the left here, and predominantly it's going to be white or orange. I do have other colors which I'll show you in a sec, but in terms of the logo that you'll see on the website, say for example on social media, it'll be white or orange. And then these are my fonts here. I wanted to use a mixture of sans serif and serif, if that's right. So yeah, very simple, those kind of fonts. And this is my colorway. I've kind of called it Earth Vibrance. So the idea of Earth Vibrance for Social Conscience is I wanted them to still be earthy tones, but kind of have a stronger saturation or hue, if you like, because I kind of want to remove that connotation of green and earth when thinking about sustainable fashion, because that's not the case anymore. You can have bright clothes, bright graphics, and associate it with slow fashion. Here are like some assets that I've created, so kind of some Instagram highlight covers, some elements, illustrative elements, and potentially a loading icon for my website. This is just some brand imagery that I've put together, some primary, some secondary imagery. A lot of it will be natural lighting, like heavily influenced through natural lighting. A lot of the shoots I hope to be outside, and hopefully obviously weather dependent, have kind of a nice warm summer feel to them, because I like the idea of that creating kind of like positivity and like inspiration through the image. And we'll stop there for now. Sorry, that was probably a bit too much, but that's my branding. So if you guys could tell me what you think. And I just want to check, are we recording? Can you see it on your screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I really like your brand. I think like it's really consistent, the colorways and everything like that. The only criticism that I would have is probably your story highlights.
Okay.
So I feel like you're more of a simplistic brand. So the are they like, is it the earth, the world that you've like illustrated?
Yeah.
I feel like it might be a bit too much.
Okay.
So maybe just tone it down to just like color blocks that you could use on your Instagram highlight. But I do like how it's going so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of not putting green as like the brand colors, like earthy. Making it orange is just quite different. So like makes the brand happy and all.
I like the your color and what you called it, Earth Vibrance, colorway Earth Vibrance. I like that, and it's put a twist on, you know, the conventional things that you think when you think about sustainability. So I like this.
I like the I like the color scheme as well, like the color palette, because I feel like it kind of drifts away from the stereotypical like earth vibes, like green and brown, and like more focused on like the more like yellows and oranges is a bit different.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, can you just scroll up to your fonts again? Yeah, so for your fonts, are you going to use all three, or?
Well, yeah, right. I was planning to, because I thought like type of hierarchy might make it easier to read, or do you feel like I'm overcomplicating it?
I think like it gets a bit confusing because like there's three there, so I think maybe just having two would be a better option.
Okay.
And then you could use like the bold, the regular and stuff like that from those two fonts. So that's the only other thing that I would say as well.
Okay. Cool.
But I do really like it. I love your color theme, like the vibes you're going for, the images, like everything, like I feel like it's going to look really good, and it's something that I would definitely use and go to.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. Thank you. So we move on to if we just move on to the event. So the event is going to be the launch event for Social Conscience, and the idea is it's going to be a virtual event, obviously due to social distancing, but my plan and kind of idea for it was to have a founder of a small business or a mindfulness influencer or advocate to come and like speak to like a small group of people via Zoom, and kind of just open up and give advice on self-love, because I done a survey and I found that a lot of people tend to shop dependent on their mood, whether they're sad, happy, inspired. So I found that quite interesting. I thought it'd be quite a relatable thing to do by having someone to come and talk to you, and kind of you can give your personal story and they can kind of give you advice, and then to bring in the fashion element, have an upcycle activity, you know, whether that be, I don't know, we're making candles, we're drying flowers, we're painting clothes, that kind of thing, or making jewelry. But what I wanted to ask you guys is, as you're my demographic, I want to see, like, do you find events useful, insightful? Like, would you go out your way to go to a brand launch event?
I would, especially if it's something to do with like, and it has like an activity involved in it. I wouldn't go to an event if it was just like, oh, come to the event, you'll get a leaflet sort of thing.
Yeah.
But something definitely like this I would do, because it's like sort of what I'm attracted to as well. So I would definitely go to something like this.
Yeah, if there's something creative about the event, like making something, I definitely go, because it's just more exciting.
Yeah.
At least you get something out of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
I was
writing
gonna say,
down. That's why I'm not.
no, it's fine. I was just gonna say, yeah, I do enjoy like interactive like events, especially if like there's something to do while you're doing it, and especially like, you know, you want to support small businesses like that are turning, like are beginning. So I definitely would attend this event.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that, you know, it will be an opportunity for like the people that go to the event to like share their stories. Did you say?
Yeah.
Quite a good idea, instead of just always having someone, you know, sometimes you go to events when like, you know, the guest speaker's just talking at you and it's just like there isn't really any interaction, it's just you getting spoken to.
Yeah.
And you don't really have like, you're just listening, you're not, you know, saying something, or, you know, participating in an activity.
Yeah, and I guess it adds more meaning to it, and kind of in my head, like I thought, oh, it might be able to a bit more, might help people come back again. Like, whereas if it was just like a talk, are people like likely to come back? Whereas if it's something, you know, you get out of it, more likely to, you know, follow us on Instagram, that kind of thing. Okay. Second to last thing, obviously this is very basic for what I have now, but this is just like a screenshot of the website. It's not live yet, but what I wanted to talk to you more about the website. So it would have articles in it, and obviously like an about page. And I'm kind of deciding between whether having like short films or interviews or having a podcast. Now for like this topic, what would you guys prefer to have on the website? Like interviews and films, or a podcast?
I definitely would enjoy like short videos, like short like films. I feel like they're very quick, but like visual, and like they tell a quick, like a story, but in like a quick way.
Yeah.
I definitely would enjoy short like films, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, same. I think that would be a bit more engaging.
Okay.
In terms of like looking at a video and kind of like, that's always quite nice to see. You know, you see those videos on Instagram that are like aesthetically pleasing but also informative, if that's like the type of vibe that you're going for, is like informative. So those videos are definitely would be good to have on your website.
Okay.
I think if you have a really strong aesthetic, or at least brand aesthetic, you should just kind of take advantage of that and put it in the video, so the videos like kind of speak as brand imagery.
Okay.
Me too. I agree with literally what everyone else said. So
Videos it is then. Anything more on the website? Obviously, this website will be used as it computer and mobile friendly. Do you guys like having a website there as part of a brand? Does that make sense?
I think a brand having like one hub or domain is definitely good, because like there's just all the information in one place.
Yeah.
So I definitely think having a website is definitely like a must, especially like if you have a brand in like 2021.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right, we're just going to move on to the last thing. I think I might have to stop sharing my screen, but let's just try. Can you see that? Has it changed? Yeah. Okay. Right. So this is my consumer journey map that I've kind of envisioned that you guys as my audience would kind of go on. So obviously you tell me if I'm wrong or if you think there'll be anything else involved. So I think as an audience you would start off with either you'd hear about social conscious through word of mouth or Instagram, and then from there it may have been from a reshare from a friend, or you guys talking about it, I don't know, over a cup of tea or a coffee, that kind of thing. And then you kind of move into the interaction and you're kind of inspired, so you have a little bit more of an explore on the Instagram page, and potentially go into the bio and have a click on the website, and you're kind of discovering that, oh, okay, we offer articles, we offer podcasts or videos now, and just a lot of inspirational imagery. And then you kind of go to returning interaction and action. So from there, you're liking the content, and then sorry, I've lost my train of thought. You then move into where you're resharing things and you're liking things, you're commenting, and you're almost advocating what we're promoting. And then you reshare something, and then it begins the cycle for someone else. So it's just a circular cycle, if that's the thing. But would you guys, is that how you kind of hear about things now? Word of mouth, Instagram?
Yeah, I feel like those are the two main sources of like knowing or acknowledging about brands, or awareness, brand awareness. Yeah, definitely. I think social media, Instagram and word of mouth are like the key ones for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think obviously mainly social media, I would say. Also because like how people would share it with one another.
Yeah.
So you could directly literally go, so if someone was to share the Instagram, you would literally directly go to the Instagram and be like, oh, okay, and then click on the bio, and then and then it just all, and then you'll use it more. But also I think like your website could be used for like, obviously we're uni students and stuff, or like people still going to uni or doing their masters or whatnot, so in that sort of environment as well, where like tutors would be able to be like, oh, use this website as a sort of thing. So maybe that could be added to it. But like you said, word of mouth is like another source.
Cool. If that's all the comments,
I had a comment. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Zane, go on.
It's okay. Yeah, it's kind of the same of what the others were saying, in terms of like, definitely like, I feel like word of mouth is, even though it's not used as much as Instagram, you never know who you have a conversation with and they will just say, oh, have you heard about this sort of thing. So definitely I feel like word of mouth is an important aspect of, you know, discovering and becoming aware of a brand.
Cool.
Yeah, I think like we all agree with that. But something I noticed is that when you mix both, it really works. For example, me and my sister send each other brands we like all the time. I don't know if anyone else does this, but we're like, we just, I like this one, you'll like this one, and we just keep, you know, back and forth. So I think this style of brand actually really works when you join both.